Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Friday, August 6th market update. On the economic front, the non-farm payrolls declined by 131,000, much worse than consensus of a decline of 70,000, and the unemployment rate was unchanged at 9.5%. Of course, the market had quite a sell-off during the day and then pretty much rallied all the way back by late in the day. And there is no economic data out on Monday. The dollar and oil were down today. Gold, silver, and copper were up. Light sweet crude futures were down $1.31 to settle at $80.70 a barrel. So looking at the dollar ETF, the UUP, it broke down further. We still had, had a lot of volume buying right here, and then we had these low volume selling. It can't seem to quite stabilize, even though, again, I keep seeing this, and I don't know what would cause the dollar to go back up in this bullish divergence play out, but obviously it'd have to be news driven, but obviously hasn't happened yet. So we'll continue to watch that. Over to the West Texas Intermediate Crude point and figure chart. Let's go here. Right, so we're down here, we had this quadruple top breakout, so we should have pretty strong support down here around this $79, $80 level. So we'll be watching for that, and we got as low today as 80.04. So we definitely should have support here. Doesn't necessarily have to hold, but should be very strong support for oil in this area. Let's take a look at the Dow. Dow closed down 21 points to 10,653. S&P closed down 4 points to 1,121. Nasdaq closed down 4 points to 2288, and the Russell closed down 5 points to 650. The Dow and the Nasdaq held up the best, both down 0.20%. Russell was the weakest, down 0.67%. Volume across the indices were kind of all over the place today. There was some below average, there was some above average. I mean, it was just kind of very mixed bag of volumes. It's kind of a strange volume day. The Dow. So you see, we're still in this wedge we've been in, and that didn't get resolved. So let's start looking at the moving averages. So the Dow's been way above the 200, and the this is the 150 here. It didn't even come down and touch a moving average. Over to the S&P. The S&P did bounce off the uptrend line. So the S&P bounced off this uptrend line. It is still holding above the black lines of the 200-day moving average, and then this kind of a maroon brownish color, whatever, is the 150, and it's sitting right on top of the 150-day average, and it did make a dragonfly type doji candle, just kind of like it did yesterday. So they're really trying to prop it up, and let's see here. Let's go to the Nasdaq. Same here. Now Nasdaq did bounce here off the uptrend line. Also has the black 200-day moving average underneath it, so it's trying to hold that as well. And then now the 50 on the Nasdaq, it's still above it, and the 30's the red, so it's still above their 50 and the 30-day. That's not a problem. And up here around this 150-day or so seems to be the problem. So now we're still in this kind of a wedge look pattern for, well, this is not quite the same as the S&P, but we can't seem to resolve. And we'll look at ES here in a minute, and I'll show you a better look at it. Russell, same way with the Russell. Here's the 200-day moving average, and the 50 and the 20 all right here converged together, and it did hold that 640 area as support. And so that's propping it up for now. Let's take a look at gold. Gold, I talked about this yesterday, about the 50 days above it. This, barely see this. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. This goldish line right through here is the 50-day moving average. Gold ran right into it today, the gold ETF, GLD. And of course, then it would have to take out this prior high of 119.16 right here to break out higher. But gold seems to be doing pretty well right now. Silver is still in this triangle, still hasn't been able to make it over the downtrend line. and it's still staying above the 30, 50, and 20 are all right here, which should be pretty good support for it, and it's still hanging on. Copper. Copper is, I mean, it's kind of bouncing all over. We had quite a bit of selling yesterday. We had buying today, but wasn't a whole lot of buying, but a lot of selling in copper yesterday, taking, profit taking. So it's still hanging around up here, kind of where there was some support around this 45, and it's going to be above it, below it. So it's got a little area here that's still hanging around. VIX, volatility index, another, didn't really move much of anything. It's got the 200-day and the 150-day are right here together above it, and it can't seem to overcome those. So it's keeps getting rejected here over the last 3, 4, 5 days. It's been right here, basically going sideways. What else? Let's look at the XLF. XLF moved down some. I need to get rid of that line. It's taking that out. So it did kind of come back down. It hasn't got down to here yet. Still above the 30 and 50. It is back below the 200-day. The black line here is the 200-day. So the select sector, the financials are below. Let's look at SMH. Semis are sitting on top of their 30-day and their 50-day here. They can't. The 20-day is this green one, and it's been over it, came back down below it, couldn't get over the 20-day there, this green one, and now we're stuck. So we're pretty much going sideways here on the SMH, the semiconductor holders. Let's go take a look at the McClellan oscillator. So we're still in more of a neutral area. We're not overbought. We're not oversold. We're 25, so we're more neutral. So still looks fine. We could. The market seems to be. It's quite a roller coaster day. It seems to me it can go pretty much either way right now, as far as up or down. But they were definitely defending it today. Sectors. So 7 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The gold index had the largest percent gain, up 1.17%. The bank index was the weakest, down 1.14%. And of course, I don't do chart watch on Fridays. I'll post my weekly watch list here on Sunday evening. Let's take a quick look at the ES. So if you look at, this is the 30-day, 1 hour of the S&P futures, and we're in this wedge, and we're still in the freaking thing. I was actually hoping we were just going to resolve this today. I was just tired of being in the wedge. I don't know why, but so I was like, okay. So we're in this rising wedge, which could break out above it. Let's see here. So obviously you can see a lot more selling here and here than we had buying, but we had some pretty good buying coming in here, and so now we're back up here to about the 1,120 area on the ES. So we're still stuck in this wedge, as you can see, this rising wedge coiling up. So we're basically still coiling. Now you will note that the MACD's been making lower highs, and now we've made we broke down here from where we've been bouncing. It's not exact. You can probably put a line, put a price level line here, right there. So it's kind of bounced, kind of where we've been bouncing at near the MACD. It touched here, we bounced. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. We touched there, we bounced. We touched there, we bounced, and then we touched here again, and we bounced. So we'll see where we go from here. So let's go over, take a look at, there's really no change in the gold. We usually look at gold. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Point and figure. So gold. So gold still on a sell signal, but it is clawing its way back up higher. Silver's been on a buy signal, still on a buy signal, but it's still right here. Copper is definitely bullish with this $3.64 price objective. And nat gas. Nat gas still bearish. We need to go out up here, and well, actually about 650. We need to get back up here to go back on buy signal for nat gas. Let's go over and take a look at the current market signals. Over here, there's no change here. These are all still on buys. I will note, like I've been noting, the NASDAQ, we ran right into this downtrend line and we're rejected. So we're watching this area. We've reversed here on the NASDAQ. Of course, we're obviously still on a buy signal. Had this double top and we reversed, hits this trend line. So I'll continue to watch that as well and see where we go from here. All right, that is it for today. Have a great weekend and thanks for watching.